different profession, to talking about the boy in their life, to talking about what's going on at home?
The other day, the Westchester Health Department had a healthy cookout in Mount Vernon, and I was a part of it. Caribbean Star, we covered the event, and one of the things that I dared people to do was to get tested with me. Because there's now, you can get tested in 15 minutes. You can get your results in 15 minutes. Okay? They wanted to get their blood pressure checked and their sugar checked and everything else, their cholesterol, but they did not want to get the HIV test. You know, and we've all had that, gotten to that point where we got weak in the knees and gave in when we should not have. Well, you know. Well, maybe, you understand what I'm saying? We've all been to that point where, you know, we can sit here and say all these things, but we've all gotten weak in the knees and, you know, and had unprotected sex. You know what I mean? We've all done it. We've all done it. And I worry about it after, like, oh my God!
And you figure, well, this is somebody in your life and you shouldn't be afraid because you swear that you're the only one.
That's true.
And you know, we make the mistake and say, why do I have to be afraid? He's good. But we don't know, because we don't know. It's just like we send our children to school. We don't know what they do when they're behind our back. I know a lot of the kids you see walking with their pants off their bottom. When their mother's around, it's not happening. And it's the same thing. So if you have children, I have no children, but I have a lot of nieces and nephews. They're all from 25 down. So I have to tell them, look, forget about what she's telling you. You don't know who else she's been with or who she is with right now.
People are afraid to know because they think it's a death sentence.
Yeah.
I think the stigma is attached to it. There's shame and everything else. But it's like, I find out today and then what? I'm gonna die. They think it's a death sentence because they don't know that people live active life. You know, people who have HIV. Look at Magic Johnson. I mean, and many others. I mean, he's the most public figure that we know. You know, but I'm just saying, a lot of people think, oh my God, if I should find out tomorrow, that means
9 years ago, back in 1999, almost 10 years ago, I have a blood transfusion, and I do my AIDS test every 2 years. The doctor said every 2 years is good. And I want to know, you understand me? And because of that, the minute, if it turned out that after all this time, I end up with HIV, then I have to deal with it. Then I know my activity will have to be ceased, because I would never want to pass that death sentence on to anybody else. But I really think that because we're not educated, we're not willing to take it because it's dirty. Is that you have to have had sex while you get it, while it could be from a blood transfusion. Remember Starks and Hutch? His wife died. So there is, well, that's another thing. There's different things.
Just in terms of the fact that people may not want to know, that is one of the major problems. The fact that people may, because I think we all know our bodies, and we all know when something, I hope we do. Our bodies are friends.
Do we know where that button is?
Yes, we do. I hope so. Well, we're not talking about the power on and the power off button, okay? Not yet. Okay? Do we really know our bodies? I hope we do. Because at this age, we should know our bodies very well. Know the real button, okay? The real... Jason, close your ears. The real button. The real button. And we know when something is wrong. So, I mean, I know with me, when something is a little off, I feel it, you know? And there are people out there that that know that they're not well, and they're thinking that's a possibility, but the fear of knowing is what keeps them from getting tested. Now, for us in our black community, the report came out the other day that the government has given over the last 5 years $15 billion to other countries to fight AIDS and not the United States. And I'm saying to myself, now what happened to the women, the people that are here? Because we're giving to the Ivory Coast and Ethiopia and anywhere that has a problem with AIDS. We're not focused on home. We're not focused. Yeah, the Bronx, they're saying, has one of the highest number of AIDS and HIV in New York. In New York, the highest. Now, when we think about that, we're like, okay, most of us ladies are from this area, and you think about that, and I know in Westchester, Mount Vernon, and Yonkers, is it. You have Mount Vernon High School with one of the highest number of AIDS and HIV for a high school. I think it's now at 40%. And this is a high school. So these are things that out there that our women, our black community is not privy to. They're not privy to these information. The fact that, they do have testing several times a year, and that the people don't go out. I remember last year they had the vans going out and they were encouraging people to go get tested, and at one location they saw 3 people. 3 people came out to get tested. And I'm saying to myself, what? Wait a minute. You know what I mean? Where are the people? And it's not like, because at the time I was running the commercials for the Westchester Health Department. And it's not like the people don't know, but it's the stigma again, that the fact that if you test positive, oh, it's dirty. AIDS and HIV is our dirty little secret. It shouldn't be, but it really is. It's treatable. It's treatable, but it is now, and now before we know AIDS was categorized as the homosexual white man's disease. Now it is categorized as the black disease. That's the new name that they gave to AIDS this past week. The black disease. The CDC. I am so serious. Yes. Yeah. Because now they're saying the reason they're saying is because AIDS has now the number 1 killer among our African American. Now the thing is, before it was the white guys, the homosexuals that were dying of AIDS, and they're saying, oh my God, it's the homosexual disease. Now it is the black disease, because the black community, they also did a comparison and they said 1 in every 2. What does that say? That is what the new report said this week. And this is, and it's still our dirty little secret that we're not talking about. And that is how you know the ignorance is still there. The fact that we can't openly discuss it, even on a radio show. We can't, where nobody's seeing your face. They're just, recognize the voice. But those are some of the things that are exactly. And the women have to take a stand just in terms of how we are taking care of ourselves and what we allow these men to do. Honestly and truly. Yeah. Yes. But you know what? And